the realm of the Father, he ate with the Father, he communed with the Father, and he had a great discourse with the Father, and he loved the Father. He was not like the other younger guy who was taking trips back and forth. And we're not like that guy, the younger guy who was laughing with the swine. And we know that the older brother was really nice guy. He never distanced himself like the younger brother. And he just gone too far away from the older brother and from the loving father. We know how the younger brother has completely lost all of he squandered everything of the father in the dissolute living, irresolute he was, and we know that he prostituted his life with the world. And we all know the story. We all know the story. How he did, what he did. Where's all my treasure? What did he do with my treasure? You look so dirty. You scummy again. No, he's not going to say one more. And he let you come in. This is exactly what we see. Father never asked one question, because whatever been lost is lost. He said, I'm not going to bring it back. He's not going to bring back anything what you have done until now. This is exactly the story of the prodigal son. And another thing he gave is the robe. And the robe, signifies the colored robe. As you know, it's a salvation. We are being dipped by the blood of the Lamb. We all lift our vestures by the blood of the Lamb. Because you see, without the blood covering, there is no way. Absolutely, we have no remission for sin. And in the last chapter of the Revelation, last book of the Bible, chapter 22, you find that again you find the tree. You find the tree again. It's all started in the tree. It's all started in that Eden garden, finally in the garden. And there again you see the tree of the life. And there we find amazing grace. And people, nobody is allowed access to the fruit unless you have a valid garment. And it's been given to you and me, for every one of us. In Luke chapter 22, verse 12 to 15, you find it. And he's giving you that access to that tree. Chapter 22, the last chapter. It's amazing what God can do. That is the robe. That is the robe dipped in the blood of our Master. Because we cannot, because there is no goodness in any one of us. Do you know? Everything, Isaiah said, all our righteousness are filthy rags. All our righteousness. And Paul says, the great man, St. Paul, in Romans chapter 7 verse 11, he says, there is nothing good in me, period. Nothing good in me. Who's saying this word? St. Paul, a guy who gave 2/3 of the epistles, 2/3 of the whole New Testament, he contributed and he said, there's nothing goodness in me. Romans chapter 7 verse 11 to 14, he says, absolutely no goodness. It's all about him. There's no good in any of us. The guy, all of us, including the guy who speaks, nobody is perfect, but he is alone perfect. But he is giving you and I a chance to share his banquet. And we are access to that tree again. The tree that has been forbidden. The tree that has been forgotten. That is the blessed tree. We all are called to eat that one fruit in the world. The blessed fruit that Mary, the young virgin, ate that blessed fruit. It says in Revelation chapter 2 verse 7, whoever overcomes, and for him I will give you the greatest gift. Can you read that? Revelation chapter 2 verse 7. And he says that I give you something. I mean, he's not saying I'm going to give you a Rolls Royce. He's never promising you to give a big mansion or something nice that you think of. Those things, of course, he's able to give because he is your Father. He's willing to give you anything. He says, little flock. In Luke chapter 12, verse 32, fear not, the Father in heaven is willing to give you, but not a little mansion, not a little car, not some jewelry, not some finances. He said, I'm willing to give you the kingdom. Kingdom. Don't go for anything less. He wants to give you. He's such a mighty, wonderful God. And he says, see, what he's going to give for those overcomers. Come on, read it. Yeah, chapter 2. Kathy, please read it, verse 7.
He that hath an ear, let him hear.
Yeah, oh, again, you see, he says, oh, that means what is he trying to say? Has it, he doesn't have a ear. We all have, everybody, we're all able-bodied. What he's trying to say, are we disabled? Are we blind? Are we deaf? What is he thinking? If you just say in America, it's a fancy word. What is he saying? It's politically incorrect. Just imagine the word. Come on, read it, Kathy.
He that hath an ear, let him hear.
Yeah,
what the
let him
Spirit
hear.
saith unto the churches.
Aha. See? The Spirit is always willing to speak to the churches. Who is the church? We are the church. We are being bought by the blood of the Lamb. We are being washed by the blood of the Lamb. And therefore, He calls you the church. Right? It transfers from Israel to the church. He says, look, the covenant, the last covenant, this is the covenant, new and everlasting covenant. Jesus said that, when He took the cup, He said, this is what? My cup. This is my body. This is the final covenant along with you guys, the church. This is a new and everlasting covenant. Perpetual covenant. There is no other covenant. And that's the covenant He is established with each and every one of it. And now He is saying, if you overcome, because I wanted to speak to you, but you have to listen to me because you have to come out of you have to step out of the humdrum. You heard enough. You saw enough. Right? We have been bombarded with images today. You open the television, you take the internet, oh my barrage, we have all this sleazy stuff. We have seen enough. We heard enough. We pondered enough. And now He wants to speak to the church. He says, a reason?
To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the tree of life, which is in the midst of the paradise of God.
Okay. He never forgotten about the paradise. He never forgotten about the tree that has been planted. It is a forgotten tree. Even today in America, this is a forgotten tree. Even in Europe, this is a forgotten tree. The tree which was it was planted way before we are created. It is already there. That tree was there. If you could read it in Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, 8, 9, 10, you go read it, you just mark it in your journal, and you will read. We always thought there is a forbidden tree. Adam and Eve ate the forbidden tree, forbidden fruit, and they were out of the paradise. And now the Lord is saying, no, there was another tree. It was a forgotten tree. Then, and what about today? Even that tree has been forgotten. That tree has been forgotten. I tell you that tree. Who is the tree? Who is the tree? He is the root of David. Revelation chapter 22 verse 15. He is the root of David. And chapter 11 verse 2 of Isaiah, he says, He is the branch. And He is the branch. Jeremiah chapter 23 verse 1 to 5. He is the branch. And you can read it in Luke chapter 1 verse 23 to 36. There you find He is the blessed fruit that Virgin Mary ate. So He is the branch, and He is the root, and He is the fruit. You tell me, everybody together. He is the root.
He is the root.
And He is the fruit. And He is the branch.
He is the branch.
He is the root.
He is the root.
And He is the fruit.
He is the fruit.
And He is the branch.
He is the branch.
And no root, no fruit, uproot. No root, no fruit. No fruit, uproot. This is not in the Bible. But I tell you, this is exactly what the Lord is saying. You are looking at the Bible, but the Lord is saying, your root, my root has to be extended to the living water. Psalm chapter 1. It says, your root, imagine, no matter where you are, you may be in a pagan land, you may be in a wrong place, you may be in a bar, you may be in anywhere, any part of the world, wherever the Lord has planted you, He says, let your roots be extended to the living water. Because, if you're extended to the living water, what happens, Sally? This tree will always bear fruit in season and out of season. And it says, the leaves will never wither. Why the leaves? Because Revelation chapter 22, verse 1 and 2, it says, the leaves of the healing. Revelation chapter 22, verse 1 and 2, it says, the leaves are the healing. And that's what Jesus said, I am the vine and you are the branches. Can you imagine? He is comparing you and I, and he wants to come together. He wants to bring us together, intertwined. Have you seen how the vine and the branch, how they were intertwined? He says, without me, you can do nothing. He says in John chapter 15, verse 1 to 5, you read it. He says, I am giving you the authority. I am giving you the authority. I am giving you the authority. I am He that I am He. I am that I am. Is now he's saying, my daughter, you are the branches. And you are the branches. You are the branches. You are the branches. You are the branches. And he says, John chapter 15, verse 1 to 5, he says, you will bear more fruits if you stay with me, intertwine with me. Without me, without the root, I told you, without root, what? No fruit. And without fruit, where are fruit? Without root, no fruit, and no fruit, uproot. It's very, very dangerous to even think about it. Because without the root, without Jesus Christ, all about Jesus Christ, everything Jesus Christ. And here, please read it. Please read it, Kathy. That verse 7.
She said, well,
yes.
yeah, this one.
Yeah, it's very important.
He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith to the churches.